Hi everyone, my name is John Cottrell and welcome to Power Hour. This is a 60-minute Power Vinyasa yoga class. Happy to be teaching from my living room to yours. So for this practice, I've called this class the flowing dancer, the flowing dancer. So the flowing part just means we will be going through a vinyasa, which just means flow. We'll just be putting poses together that are all connected by breath. And one of our featured poses will be dancer pose, which is a balancing on one foot posture. Alrighty? And so for your props today, you may want to grab a couple of blocks. I've got 2 blocks here I'm going to be stacking. So if you've got some yoga blocks or something that resembles yoga blocks, it could be just a couple of books like dictionaries, something like that, that we'll be using. So we'll be using it for that particular posture, but you can always use it for other poses. I also use them to sit on as well. So blocks, and that's all I'm really going to be teaching with today, but if you like to use other props like straps or bolsters or blankets, anything like that, go ahead and grab those and have them nearby. So let's go ahead and begin. Just go ahead and make your way up to the top of your mat, and I invite you to stand with your feet about hip distance apart and your toes pointing forward, just for this first portion so that you can just find this nice connection to the ground, an even distribution of weight from left to right, right to left, firm connection on solid ground. Since we will be balancing, you want to have that sense of being grounded so it can help you with your balancing poses. You might even roll your shoulders back just to feel a little taller, more proud. It also helps with your posture, and your arms can just be down by your side, either your palms just facing the sides of your body, or you might even turn your palms forward. And go ahead and take a few deep breaths in and out. You might breathe in deeply through your nose. You can exhale with a sigh through your mouth. And do that one more time, breathing in deeply and exhale. Just continue to hold here in stillness. Slow, deep breaths in and out. Just preparing for your moving practice. As you breathe in and out, you want to feel your breath. As you inhale, you might even feel your breath rising upward to fill up your lungs. Then a slow and controlled exhale. And with that exhale, you might engage your core muscles. You might draw your navel inward towards your spine. Just feel that light contraction here. Good. So we want to have that centered feeling, which is also going to be helping us with our balancing postures. So again, breathing in, just feel the lifting of the breath, rising to fill up your lungs, and your exhale as you draw navel inward towards your spine. And just continue breathing in and out. And just as a reminder, this is your practice. Do what you need to do today for your practice, even if it means not following exactly what I'm doing. If you feel like you need to do something that suits your body at that moment, please go ahead and do that. And also, if you need to modify or change some of the poses that I teach you, please do that as well. Again, this is your practice. Just go ahead and take 2 more breaths in and out, and we'll begin our half salute. When you're ready, go ahead and inhale and extend your arms into the air. Just a nice stretch. Reach all the way up. Exhale, let's fold forward, so a good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to as you make your way down towards your toes. You might touch your toes, but you don't have to touch your toes. Then inhale, slide your hands up to your knees or your thighs to fully extend your spine so you form like a table with your body. Then exhale and just fold back down. We're going to hold here for several breaths so we can get into our hamstrings. You can see I've got a slight bend in the knees here so I can easily touch the ground or my toes. You want to shift your weight slightly towards your toes, which will start that engagement feeling in your hamstrings. Part of our work is not only just balancing, we're going to be working our hamstrings as well with some of the postures that we're working with today.
Now go ahead and shift your weight back into your heels. Bend your knees. Let your hips drop like you're going to sit down into a low chair. Look forward. This should extend your spine. Extend your arms out to the side, then inhale. Go ahead and stand up all the way. Reach into the air for another big stretch. Exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Just hold here for a moment. We'll do that one more time. I'm just going to make that flow, this half salute to the sun. Go ahead and inhale. Sweep your arms out and up into the air. Exhale, we'll fold forward and keep that good bend in the knees as you make your way down. Then inhale, slide your hands up to your knees or thighs, extending your spine so the crown of your head leads you forward. Exhale, here we go, back down towards toes. Shifting your weight back into your heels, bend your knees, look forward, and we'll inhale and come all the way back up to standing. Reach up high, and exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Let's just pause for a moment here. Take a breath in and out. We're going to continue with our sun salutation. Here we go. Inhale, take your arms into the air. Another stretch. Feel that lengthening through the sides of your body. Exhale, leading with your heart. Fold forward as you make your way down towards your toes. Then inhale, slide your hands up your legs, extending your spine. Exhale, bending so we can place the hands down onto the mat. So you can step both of your feet back into plank pose. We'll hold here for several breaths, just creating this nice strong straight line in the body. You want to feel your belly button pull up towards spine to feel that constant engagement of your core system. We're going to breathe in right here. Exhale, bend your knees a little, and then send your hips up into the air, and this will guide you into downward facing dog. Take a moment to adjust your hands and your feet as you need to, settling into this inverted posture. You can also keep a slight bend in your knees here. That might continue to allow your hips to lift up into the air, creating more extension and lengthening through your spine. At the same time, just keep pressing your hands firmly into your mat so your arms feel very strong here too. Let's take a breath in, and as you exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of your mat. We'll inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold. Weights in the heels, bent knees. We'll inhale, reverse the swan dive, come all the way up. Reach high. We're going to keep moving as you exhale, take chair pose. So sit back and down into your seat, into chair pose or a chair-like position. We're going to inhale here, then exhale, dive out of the seat, down towards toes, forward fold. Go at your own pace. Inhale, rise up halfway. And exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands to your mat. We'll step back, walk, or even hop back into plank pose. Once you're here, breathe in. Then exhale, finish your push-up if you like, coming down to Chaturanga Dandasana. Then inhale to upward facing dog. You can also do low cobra right here. And exhale, downward facing dog. Just lift your hips into the sky. Arrive in your pose. We're going to continue. We're going to inhale, extend your right leg up behind you. Reach back, very strong. Exhale, guide right foot to the top of the mat. Next to right hand, turn left heel to the floor behind you, shift weight back into that foot so it's easy for you to lift your hands, reach forward as you rise up, warrior one, reaching into the air. We're going to exhale, fold, and bring the hands back down to the ground. Go ahead and step back into plank pose. You can take that shortcut again to down dog or finish your push-up, come down. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra pose, that's just a back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. When you're ready, inhale, extend left leg into the air, reaching long behind you. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel turns to the ground, well planted, balanced between the feet. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Reach up into the air as you face forward. And exhale, folding. Let's bring the hands back down to the ground. We'll step back into plank pose and finish your flow. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Let's pause here for a couple breaths. We're going to make our way down to the ground in a moment and do a little ground work. So whenever you're ready, you can just kneel down, take a seat, or hop forward, cross your legs, and take a seat. So sitting in the center of your mat, go ahead and roll down onto your back. So we're going to bridge pose, so it's a back bend.
So you're going to lie down with your knees bent, feet flat on the ground. Take a couple breaths here. And whenever you're ready, a nice full breath in to fill up your lungs. Exhale to engage your belly as you empty the belly, so feel the muscles contract. And then lift your hips up into the sky. Make some adjustments with your feet if you need to. I like to take mine a little bit wider on the mat. And with the upper body, now you might want to do this if you can. Just rock your upper body left and right a little bit. What you're trying to do is actually kind of crawl or walk your shoulders and arms a bit underneath you, so they're more plugged into the ground. You can even bend your elbows at 90 degrees and push down into the ground with the backs of your arms, just to help lift, open, and expand a little bit more. So let's hold here as best as you can. If you need to come out of the pose or modify the pose a little bit more, please do so. But we want to introduce our bodies to a back bend. We're going to be doing dancer pose a little bit later, and part of that posture is actually a back bend. Although we will be standing on one foot in that posture, it has a back bend feel to it. So this is our warm-up for that. 2 more breaths. You might feel the feet, your legs, your hips, glutes all engage here. All right, let's wiggle the toes forward. Extend your arms into the air. That'll get the shoulders and arms out from underneath you. Roll down to the ground. Go ahead and hug your knees into chest. Start to rock forward and back. With a good exhale, rock your way up to seated, and we'll come to boat pose. So here you might lift the feet. You might even flex the feet just to keep them active. Maybe your shins here are parallel to the ground. You can hold on to your legs, and you can just use that as a way to lift yourself up. You want to have a nicely extended spine. We're at an angle, of course. The more that you lean back, the more emphasis we put on the core system, actually. And as well as when we release the legs, a little bit more tension is brought to the torso. We're going to move here. We're going to breathe in. Exhale, cross legs, if you can, hands in front or to the side. Just swing the legs back behind you, or step or hop back into plank pose. Hold for a moment. You may even still feel the core engagement here, which is good. Bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air. Downward facing dog. Feel that nice re-extension of your spine, especially after being in that long back bend of bridge pose earlier. Okay, let's continue. Inhale, extend your right leg up into the air, reaching long behind you. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat, left heel turns to the ground. We'll inhale, rising up to Warrior 1, and your exhale to Warrior 2. Go ahead and extend your arms out. Maybe a little wider in the feet if you'd like, lunging a little deeper. Hold here for a moment just so you can feel the power of this posture. It has a nice hip opening effect here. And then side angles. We're reaching out over that right leg to angle the upper half of the body, then rotate your arms. So your right arm will come down while your left arm reaches into the air. We'll hold here for a moment. Good extension with this left arm, reaching towards the ceiling. And you can see my right hand is not even close to the ground. And this is where your blocks could come in handy. Maybe you're down a little bit lower in your hands, or your hand is on your blocks. Let's inhale here. We're going to exhale, turn the body, bring your hands back down to the ground. Go ahead and step back into plank pose. Let's hold. Then bend your knees, send your hips into the sky. This is our shortcut again to downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. We'll inhale, extend left leg up. Then exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel turns to the ground. Let's inhale to rise up, Warrior 1. And our exhale to Warrior 2. Nice extension. Let's hold for a moment. Really settle in. Make sure your left knee is bent, lunging directly forward. Good energy through your arms. Let's reach out over that left thigh, angle upper body, rotate your arms. Left hand or arm comes down, while your right arm extends and reaches into the air. And again, I'm not very low on this side. My hand is literally right here at my thigh. I'm at an angled position, so I'm still in the pose. It's just modified. So you're always welcome to come up a little higher. You don't have to touch the ground with the hand. Let's breathe in. And our exhale will turn. Let's bring the hands back down to the floor. Step back, plank pose, hold. And another shortcut to downward facing dog. Take a nice full breath in. And exhale, walk, step, or hump, both feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold. Then inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come all the way back up to standing. Reach into the air. And exhale, hands down to your heart. Good, a nice complete sequence there. Great warm up for the body. Go ahead and bring your arms down by your side. Okay, we're going to get into some balancing. So we need to get into tree pose, which is going to help us to eventually get into dancer pose. So this is a nice introductory balancing position. So tree pose. So come back to mountain with feet grounded underneath you. And then start shifting your weight into your right foot. Root strongly down into the ground with your right foot. Feel that energy in your leg. Then lengthen through the spine. Inhale. Then exhale, engage your belly. Then when you're set, float the left foot up. Bend the knee and just lift, flex this foot. And then swing the knee open out to the side of the room, or corner of the room is fine. And then place the foot on the inside of your standing leg. Here's our hip opener, kind of like Warrior 2. Then you're going to inhale and really extend your arms up into the air. They don't have to go straight up by your ears. They can even come out at an angle a little bit, which is what I typically do. But you do want to have this reaching to the sky sensation because it lifts your torso. You want to have that nice lengthening through the sides of the body. Now we're holding for some time, and it's okay if you lose your balance or even wobble a little bit. But to help you focus, maybe look at something out in front of you or on the floor. All right, let's keep the arms reaching into the air. Let's swing this left knee forward. Lift the knee with your flexed foot. Plant the foot back down into the ground. Let's bring the arms back down by your side, and you can even roll out your shoulders and kind of shake this out. All right, tree pose for the other side whenever you're ready. Standing nice and tall. Let's go ahead and shift weight into the left foot now. Roots down into the floor. Strong leg. Lengthen spine as you inhale. Grow tall. Exhale, engage your center. We need that for balance. When you're ready, float your right foot up. Flex the foot so the leg stays strong. Let's swing the knee open right there. Placing the foot on the inside of your standing leg. Whenever you're ready, and inhale to reach all the way up. Stretch nice and high. Energy in your hands and fingers. That lengthening through the sides of your body. Continue to focus on something out in front of you or down on the ground. That will help you balance. Breathing helps you balance as well. So be sure that you're inhaling, feeling like you're getting longer and taller. Breath is rising. In the exhale to pull belly in to engage your center. All right, let's keep the arms in the air. Let's swing the knee forward. Lift your knee with the flexed foot. Plant the foot into the ground. Arms back down by your side. There we go. All right, let's continue our flow. Get some good movement in the body. Mountain pose. Here we go. Inhale, reach into the air. Exhale, take chair pose again, sitting back and down. We'll breathe in. Then your exhale to dive out of your seat, down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, rising halfway. Exhale, bend to bring your hands to the mat, walk, step, or even hop back into plank pose. Right away, come down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's keep it moving. Inhale, extend right leg up. Let's open it up this time. So bend your right knee, bring your heel down towards your backside. Lift your right knee up into the air, a little bit of a twist and opening in the body. As you exhale, unwind it. Step right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel turns to the ground. We'll rise up, Warrior 1. Exhale, Warrior 2. Make some quick adjustments and then side angle, reaching out. Rotate the arms right here. Let's hold here for just a couple breaths. We're going to come back up to Warrior 2. Let's change this into triangle, which means we're just going to straighten the right leg. Still feel very tall here. Reach out over that straight right leg now, and then rotate the arms again. So it's almost the same posture, except we now have extended the leg. Let's hold here for a few moments. We're going to add something here. And one of the things I did talk about was hamstring stretching. So triangle pose kind of gets into that for us. All right, now lift a little bit out of this tipped over sensation, but then turn your torso towards your front leg. Okay, it's still straight. Hips are kind of pointing out to the sides of the room there. And you're going to come down, maybe to parallel with the floor, and reach back with your hands. Something like this if you're able. So a different sensation in the hips, extended spine, still getting a nice hamstring stretch. Let's hold here for a moment. To come out of this posture, we're going to bend the right knee for a lunge. Swing the arms forward and rise up. It's a return to warrior one. Then exhale, just fold and bring your hands to the ground. And just step all the way back to down dog. So both feet on the ground, hips into the air. Just like this. Other side, same thing. Inhale, extend left leg up. Let's bend the knee. Heel down towards backside, lifting the knee for a little bit of a twist and hip opener. Exhale to unwind, step through. Left foot to the top of the mat, right heel down behind you. Let's rise up, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Settle in for a moment. Then right away to our side angle. Couple of breaths here. Getting into this hip opening sensation. We're going to come back up to warrior two. Let's set it up for triangle. Straighten the left leg. Reach out over that left leg. And then rotate the body. We'll hold here for several breaths so you can get into that nice hamstring stretch. Be sure this breath, in and out. We're going to lift a little bit out of that angled position. Turn your torso towards this front leg. Start to hinge out over that straight left leg with the arms reaching back behind you. Now it's okay if your torso doesn't come down to parallel. If you're up a little higher, that's fine. Just as long as you can keep this left leg relatively straight to get that hamstring lengthening. Several breaths here. And we'll bend the left knee for a lunge. Swing the arms forward, rise up, warrior one. And we'll fold to bring the hands down to the ground. Let's step all the way back to down dog. Hips in the air, both feet on the ground. We're going to take a seat here. Again, you can just kneel down or hop forward. Take a seat like this. And once you're down, go ahead and extend your legs straight out in front. Let's do a little bit more hamstring work. So we're going to go to staff pose. We're almost there already. You just want to lengthen the legs, flex your feet just to keep the legs energized. We also want a nice, tall, lengthened torso. So just place your hands on the mat by your hips. Push into the ground. That's your spinal extension. Even roll the shoulders back, squeezing your shoulder blades together a little bit. And keep your gaze forward. So what's the staff pose, or Dandasana in Sanskrit? We're going to take a forward fold. We're going to inhale, take the arms up into the air, reach high. Exhale, begin to hinge forward, even just a little bit is fine. Don't have to go too far at first. And just bring your hands down to your legs out in front of you. Doesn't matter where they land. Inhale, keep lifting to extend your spine at this new angle. Exhale, and just take a minor step down the legs towards your feet to hinge forward a little bit more. And it's okay if you never reach your feet. Maybe your hands are just on your legs. If you can reach your toes, go ahead and reach out for your toes. Now, if there isn't enough length in the hamstring, go ahead and bend your knees. If you need to adjust that posture a little bit. We'll hold here. It's okay if the back is rounded here a little bit. So we're just reaching out for the ankles or your feet. As you're reaching, you might have a little bit of a rounded back sensation. That's fine. Let's go ahead and just take 2 more breaths.
After the second breath, just release the legs or feet, reach forward, inhale, rise up to help re-extend your spine, get that nice tall lengthened body, and exhale, just bring your hands down by your side. And just return briefly to Dandasana or staff pose, and then relax. We're gonna lie down again. Let's go back to our bridge pose. I'm just scooting forward so I'm sitting more towards the center of my mat and roll down. Knees bent, feet flat on the ground. Inhale, fill up your lungs. Exhale, engaging the belly as you empty your belly. Engaging is just the flexed abdominal muscles. Then lift your hips up into the sky. Same thing, see if you can get your arms and shoulders a little bit underneath you. Feel free to bend your elbows. Press into the ground with the arms to lift yourself up. You can even use your hands and actually lift your hips up if they feel like they're sinking back down towards the ground. Okay, we're just getting back into that back bend sensation, getting a little bit more prepared for the back bend portion of dancer pose. 2 more breaths here. Then go ahead and wiggle your toes forward. Let's extend the arms into the air. And again, roll your way down to the ground. Let's go ahead and draw the knees to chest. Good exhale to rock your way up to seated. So you can come to boat pose. Flexing feet, strong energized legs. Inhale, we're gonna move right away. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front or to the side. Hop or step back or swing the legs back, plank pose. Let's go ahead and come down this time, chaturanga. Let's take our back bend. Inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hold for a moment, arriving in the posture. Breathe in. And exhale, walk, step, or hop up to the top of the mat. Inhale to extend spine. Exhale, fold. Pausing just briefly here in this forward fold. Then weights in the heels, bend your knees. Let's inhale, reverse the swan dive. Come all the way up to standing, reach into the air. Exhale, arms down by your side. Very nice. All right, so let's start playing with dancer pose. I'm gonna turn sideways for this. So it is a combination of balancing on one foot as well as a bit of a back bend, but you don't have to incorporate the back bend part of this, okay? So let's start by just start shifting your weight into your right foot. Be sure you have a good grounding of the foot into your mat with a strong leg. Looking forward. Now we're just gonna kick the left foot back. I'm just bending my knee and kicking in the left foot back, and even have that foot flexed. With the left hand, I'm just catching the ankle here. Now to catch it, my knee actually had to go out to the side. But if you had to do that, that's fine, but just bring that leg back in towards the right leg. And it's okay if this right knee stays bent or slightly soft. Now extend your right arm up into the air. This is the beginning of the pose, so we're already in the balance. Bend the right knee a little bit more, then start to tip, what I say tip the scale. So your upper body starts to go forward as your left foot and leg starts to go back, just a little bit. So this could be your posture, just like this, without the back bend. If you want more of the back bend, here's what you can do. Bend your right knee more, that's the leg you're standing on. Bend it, tip over like you're a tea kettle, pouring out the water from the tea kettle, and then extend, reaching out with this right hand, even reaching back with the left foot. It just creates a little bit more of an arch in the back for a back bend. We're going to rise back up, squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. Release this left foot to the ground. Let's bring both arms up into the air and then down by your side. So that's the posture. So it has a variation where you can just be balancing and just kind of tipped over, or you can arch the back a little bit, much like our bridge pose, to get the back bend appeal, okay? You choose, and it's okay if you lose your balance. If you lose your balance and need to step out, that's okay. All right, let's try the other side. So again, we're just shifting the weight now into the left foot, strong connection into the ground.
Because it's balanced, just like in tree pose, you want to focus on something out in front of you. All right, bend the right knee and kick the right foot back. Let's catch the ankle or foot with the right hand. Hug the legs in towards center, squeezing the thighs towards each other. They don't have to touch, but they're squeezing to center. Let's sweep the left arm up into the air, reach for the sky. Let's bend the left knee. So that's the pose. You can stay just like this, or start to tip the scale a little bit. I'd suggest looking kind of out and down onto the ground since you're tipped over. Stay here if you'd like, or bend the left knee more. Tip the tea kettle, and then extend or reach back with the right foot and reach outward with the left hand, or upward a little bit, and it creates the back bend. Focus. Rise up, squeeze the inner thighs towards each other as you grow tall, releasing right foot back down to the ground. Reach both arms up into the air, and then arms down by your side. All right, so that's our dancer pose. Let's flow, go through the sequence that we've already done before. I'm going to add another posture. So here we go, mountain pose. Inhale, reach into the sky. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, guide forward. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, bend knees, hands to the ground. Walk or step both feet back, plank pose. Come on down if you'd like, chaturanga. You can always take that shortcut again. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Keep it moving. Inhale, extend right leg up. Bend and twist open. Exhale, unwind, step through. Right foot to the top of the mat, left heel to the ground behind you. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, open, warrior two. We're gonna go into triangle right away. Triangle, so straighten the right leg, reach out over the right leg like that. Rotate the arms. Here's triangle. Nice extension, reaching high. Okay. We're gonna rotate the torso so you're facing this front leg. Hinge, come to parallel to the ground as you reach the arms back behind you. Bend the right knee for a lunge. Swing the arms forward. Rise to warrior one. Exhale, fold, hands to the ground, and just step back into plank pose so you can complete your sequence. We'll meet together in downward facing dog. Other side when you're ready. Inhale, extend left leg up, bend and twist open. We'll unwind it when you're ready, stepping through. You don't have to rush these. Right heel to the ground. Rise up, warrior one. We're going to end up in this posture. Open up, warrior two. Set it up for triangle. Straighten the left leg. Reach out, tip it over. Rotate the arms just a couple breaths so you can get these nice extensions in your body. We'll rotate the torso facing the ground. Coming down to parallel, reach back with your hands, couple breaths. Bend the left knee, nice lunge, swing the arms forward. Here's our return to warrior one. Exhale, fold, hands to the ground, step back, plank pose, complete your series. Up dog or cobra, and downward facing. Let's hold in down dog for a moment. Then bring the knees to the ground. If you can, sit in hero, or just sit on the ground. I'm going to adjust my mat for a moment, for quickly here. We have one more pose we want to add to this sequence. It is actually half moon. This is where the blocks will come in handy. Now you can go ahead and do this with me, or you can just watch, okay? So I want to place the blocks, my stacked blocks, up at the top of the mat, on the mat, kind of on the right side there, on my right side. I'm going to return to downward facing dog. Inhale, extend right leg up, reaching back. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat for kind of a runner's lunge right here. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm actually going to bring my blocks in a little closer and place the right hand on the stacked blocks, shifting my weight forward a little bit more.
so I can actually start to lift this left leg off the ground. Point your toes or flex that left foot. I'm going to start to extend that leg and even extend this arm, this right arm. My hand is still on the blocks here. So I'm in a balancing pose. Right knee is very bent, left leg strong as you flex the foot. This left hand, I'm going to swing open so I can turn the body sideways. What helps here is if you flex your left foot and lift it up into the air, you'll start to open. Don't worry if you don't open completely sideways. We're going to actually return to the ground with both hands. Bring this left foot back down to the ground. Just return to that runner's lunge. Move my blocks out of the way. Plant the hands into the ground. Step back, down dog. Hold for a second. Go ahead and bring knees to the ground, just so you have an opportunity to move your blocks to the other side. So we're going to do the other side in a second. So it's a movement into half moon, another balancing posture with a good hamstring stretch. Here's our return to down dog. Inhale, extend left leg into the air now. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, runner's lunge. Bring in your blocks, left hand on the blocks. Shifting the weight forward enough so you can start to lift the right foot off the ground easily. Flex the foot, give some good energy so you can actually start to lift it up into the air. You want to kind of lift your upper body. So you want stacked blocks, that really helps. And begin to extend your upper body while you're also extending your left arm. So you're up a little higher. Flex the right foot, start to lift that leg. Right arm swings open or towards the ceiling as you're opening up sideways. I like to keep my focus on the ground. That helps with the balance. Breathe in, and then the exhale to return to the ground with both hands. I'm going to step that right foot back, returning to the lunge. Just moving my blocks forward, just slightly out of the way here. Plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Go ahead and take a seat again, knees to the ground. Hero pose, or take a regular seat. All right, so we're going to be incorporating that posture into the sequence. Let's play with the front portion or the upper, the first part of the practice. So you can see this transition, experience this transition. So let's return to downward facing dog. With a good exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come all the way up, nice and tall. Reach high.
And exhale, you can bring your arms down by your side. Very nice. Okay, so let's practice this first portion of the sequence. So we're going to start in tree pose. Tree pose is going to take us into dancer pose. I'll walk you through this. And then dancer pose is going to take us into half moon. You want those blocks. Let's get them set up. Bring the stacked blocks in kind of on the right side of your mat at the top. Come to mountain pose. Arms down by your side, ready to go. Breaking this down. We're going to shift our weight into our right foot. We're going to tree pose. So you're going to lift your left foot, flex the foot so it's strong, swing the knee out to the side, plugging the foot into the standing leg. Reach both arms up into the air, so you're in tree pose. This posture is going to take us into dancer pose. Keep the arms well extended. Swing left knee forward. Lift your knee with the flexed foot. Lift the knee high. You're going to bring this left hand down, slide it down the shin to the ankle, and then kick this left foot back. This is our setup for dancer pose. Bend the right knee if it's not already bent. Start to tip your scale. Now you can stay just like this for a moment until we transition, or go to more of that back bend. Bend the right knee more. Tip the tea kettle and extend, creating the back bend. Hold for a second here. Wherever you are,
You're going to bend your right knee more, like you're going down. Tip. So you're really pouring out that kettle of tea. Right hand catches the block. Release the left foot. Extend it behind you. Flex the foot. Keep that leg in the air. Left hand reaches into the air. There's our half moon. Let's bring left hand back down to the ground. Square out the hips. Bend the left knee. Bring it in towards your chin or chest. Your back will round. Set the foot down next to the other. Hold and forward fold for a second as you move your blocks to the other side. Let's inhale, reverse the swan dive. Come all the way up to standing, reaching into the air. And your exhale, you can bring your hands down by your side. So it's a lot of work of standing on one foot. So if you need to massage that ankle and your toes and even that hip, please do so, okay? Alrighty, so it's 3 significant postures there. It's tree pose to dancer to half moon. That's our flowing dancer. All right, let's do the other side. Mountain pose to begin. Start shifting your weight into your left foot, nice and tall. Core connected, float your right foot up, swing the knee out to the side, plug foot into the standing leg. Let's inhale to sweep the arms up into the air. Hold here, find your balance, find your focus. Good energy, breathing deeply. All right, let's get ready for dancer. So we're swinging the right knee forward. Lift your knee with the flexed foot. Lift it as high as you can. Drop this right hand so it slides down the shin to catch the ankle or foot. Kick the right foot back. Keep reaching up into the air. Bend the left knee. Tip the scale a little bit. Hold here or go a little lower. Bend the knee, tip the scale more. Reach out. There's your dancer pose. Half moon, we're bending the left knee more, we're going down. Tip the body so this left hand can come down and catch those stacked blocks. This is now you can really see why you want those blocks. Release the right foot to extend the leg back behind you. Arm, your right arm is strong, reaching up into the air. Opening up sideways or as best as you can for a half moon. Breathe in. Exhale, bring right hand down to the floor. Square out the hips, bend the right knee, bring it in towards chin or chest. Little rounded spine there. Place the foot on the ground, forward fold. Once again, just move the blocks to the other side. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come all the way up to standing. Reach up into the air. Exhale, arms down by your side. All right, so that's the opening of this sequence. Take another moment. Just massage those toes and ankles. A lot of balancing work. So this is our flowing dancer. It's going to start exactly the same way. We're going to do a whole sequence on one side before we get to the other side. All right, let's come back to mountain pose. Let's just take a couple of breaths here in stillness. Just returning to this nice baseline. Deep breaths in and out. I want to make sure that we're keeping this good steady breath throughout the flow. Take one more breath in and out. Tree pose, right side. Start shifting weight into the right foot. Root down, nice and tall in the spine. Float your left foot up, flex the foot, swing the knee out to the side, plug the foot into the standing leg. Your inhale will take your arms up into the air. Don't forget this good reach. Exhale, pull belly button in to engage. Dancer, swing the left knee forward. Lift your knee. Left hand comes down, slide it down the leg till you can catch your ankle or foot. Kick that foot back. Hold there for a second. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Bend the right knee a little. Start to tip your scale. Extend outward for a little bit of a back bend if you want it. Hold. Bend right knee more. Tip your scale more. So your right hand can come down to catch your stacked blocks. Once you've made it to the blocks, release the left leg. Extend it. Flex the foot, lift it up. Take left hand up into the air. Okay, now listen carefully. Our transition is to warrior 2. So we're going to bend the right knee again, so you can bring your left foot down behind you, landing. Here's warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. Take your right hand up into the air. As you're reaching up, extend your right leg. Stretch. And then come to triangle pose. Okay, just
Take the right hand down and your left hand comes up into the air. Nice opening there as you inhale. We're going to exhale and then rotate your torso, facing this front leg. Come down to parallel with the ground as the arms reach back. We're going to bend the right knee. If you can reach your blocks, go ahead and slide them over to the other side. And then rise up to your warrior one, just to get that out of the way. Then fold, bring your hands down to the ground. We're going to step back into plank pose. Come down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hop, step, or walk, both feet back up to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come all the way up. Reach high. Exhale, arms down by your side. Right away to the other side. Start shifting weight into your left foot. Tall spine. Picking up the right foot as tree pose. Swing the right foot out to the right side. Plug foot into the standing leg. Inhale, reach into the air. Core engaged, exhale. Dancer, swing right knee forward. Lift the knee. Drop the hand, slide it down the leg, catch the ankle, kick that foot back. Make sure you put a bend in the left knee. Start to tip your scale. You can keep this straight or extend to create more of a back bend. Bend the left knee more, tip your scale. Catch the block with the left hand. Release the right leg, extend it back, flex the foot. Right hand reaching into the air, half moon. We're going to warrior two, bend the left knee more, set the right foot down behind you. There it is, warrior two, reverse your warrior, left hand reaching into the air. As you're reaching, extend the left leg. Triangle, so we'll just rotate the body other direction. So left hand comes down, right hand up. Inhale. Then exhale to turn your torso towards this front leg. Tip. So your torso is parallel with the ground, left or both hands reaching behind you. Bend the left knee, lunge. Sweep your arms forward, rising up, warrior one. Exhale, fold, hands to the ground, let's step back. Plank pose, finish your flow. Chaturanga, up dog, and downward facing dog. Hold. Let's make our way back down to the ground. You can hop forward, cross your legs to take a seat, or just kneel down, take your seat. One more, bridge pose. So back to bridge, lying down, knees bent, feet flat on the ground. Inhale. Exhale, engaging the belly. Peel yourself up off the ground. Lift your hips. Get the shoulders and arms underneath you. Just several breaths here. Just once again, just keeping the body in tune with the back bend portions of our practice. Just keeping a good balance in the body too. Let's wiggle the toes forward. Let's extend the arms into the air. Roll your way down. Here, extend your body. Extend the legs out front if you have room. Reach behind you. Reach in these opposite directions. Nice lengthening effect through your body. Then from here, just bend the right knee, bring it into chest. Let's catch that knee with both hands. So your left leg is still straight out on the floor as you hug the right knee in. We're going to do half happy baby pose. So you'll probably flex this right foot, send that foot up towards the ceiling, keep the knee bent. The right hand, if you can reach, grab hold of the bottom of the right foot. If you can't reach it, just hold on to your ankle. And then gently press downward so your knee is kind of out to the side there, so your leg's at an angle. So you'll press down so your knee is coming down towards the floor on the outside of your body. And this really is a nice stretch, especially when you do one leg at a time. Let's hold here for several breaths. ways. If you wanted to, this is really just an option. Since we did some hamstring extensions, you can do the same thing here. If you want, just stay in the happy baby pose or extend this leg. Just an option. Okay. We're going to release this foot and extend the leg out front. Go ahead and reach both arms behind you again. This will just provide a rebalancing in the body. Realignment and rebalancing. Let's hug the left knee in. Just do the same thing. Hug it in. And we'll take this to happy baby pose or half happy baby pose, one leg at a time. So we're holding onto the bottom of the foot. Gentle press down so we can get into that hip socket there. Deep breaths. And of course you can stay just like this. The option of course is to extend the leg if you're able. Just adding a little bit more in the hip opener and the leg extension. When you're ready, let's go ahead and release. Same thing, let's rebalance the body by extending the legs out front, both arms behind you. Reach. Then we'll hug both knees in at the same time. And get a little massage by rocking left and right, forward and back if you'd like, or just some circles, just any movements that might feel good. Let's take an inverted pose. We'll keep it simple this time. We're just going to extend both legs up into the air. So you could go into shoulder stand if you wanted to, but we're going to keep it a bit more mild and just extend the legs out. Now you can just hold on to the legs. You can even bend the knees a little or a lot if you need to. And here, with the legs being, for the feet being free, feel free to maybe circle your ankles. Remember all that balancing work we did, standing on one foot, some dynamic postures we did. So this just gives the feet an opportunity to get some release. So I like to circle the ankles. You might flex the feet, point your toes. This is another little exercise you can do. You can push through the heels. That's just a flexing of the feet. Flex the feet, maybe pushing through the balls of your feet. And then maybe point your toes. So heels, balls of the toes, point your toes, and then some circles. If you want to get more to your knees and hips, I like to add a little bicycle pedaling. Again, just some options of movement. Just a couple more breaths. And you can just hug both knees into chest again. Let's finish with some twists. So we'll take the knees off to the left side to begin, while your right arm extends to the right. Let's hold here for several breaths. Two more breaths on this side, unless you want to stay here a little longer, of course. When you're ready, return to center. Pause there for a second or two so you can come back to that nice balance. And then take knees down to the other side. Breaths are on this side. Returning to center when you're ready. Maybe one more hug. And decide here if you'd like to take any other movements or poses. Maybe another hip opener or another twist or back bend. So whatever you like to do here. And when you feel complete, go ahead and find your relaxation posture. And that might simply be Shavasana. Just the legs extended out front, arms down by your side. If you need a little extra support, maybe you like to use a blanket or a big pillow, just for some softening of the body. If you like to, elevate your head or even elevate your feet or put a bend in your knees, feel free. So you can be completely comfortable for the next couple of minutes. Finding the body as it comes to stillness. Slow, steady breaths. As you're coming to relaxation here, you might, if you're thinking about anything, just think about your practice. This flowing dancer practice. To stay in Shavasana or your restorative posture as long as you'd like. No need to move just yet. When it is time to move, do so slowly. Take your time. Before it's time to move the body once again, start with slow, deep breaths. Return to the sensation of your own breathing. And take 5 slow, deep breaths in and out. As you're approaching your 5th breath, feel movement now return to your body, taking your time. And after your 5th breath, move in slow motion. Start to roll onto either side of your body. Pause in this nurturing pose for a moment. Taking another breath or two. And still moving in slow motion, just go ahead and guide your way up to seated. Just find your comfortable seat. Just feel that nice re-extension of your spine. Your arms can just rest down by your side with your hands in your lap if you'd like. Or bring hands to heart center. Go ahead and take one more deep breath in and out. As we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying Namaste.